make sure those get packed out. Cool. How's everybody doing though? You guys have a good week?
Yeah.
Well, at least 2 of you did.
Sorry, I just yelled into the live video.
Yes, all the. Real quick here, as we get started, if you guys have Facebook, how many of you guys have Facebook? Raise your hand if you have Facebook. All those that are on Facebook Live, you obviously have Facebook. So make sure you guys are sharing for tonight's message. If you would do that, get on your Facebook Live, go to Fuel Church. Under Fuel Church, you can take the go live and you can actually share that. Okay, so make sure you guys are doing that. And then some things that could start happening. We've been talking a lot around here about doing simple church. And so we're going to start seeing some more simple church stuff taking place. So be on the lookout for those opportunities that are coming up. Right now, men's group, there's going to be a men's that are going to start meeting on Saturday mornings, like at 8 in the morning. So if you're interested in that at all, Steve Bissenhoff will be actually leading that group. We will also be seeing some more simple churches that will be opening up in Monument area. And there's a ton of other simple churches that are going to start opening up just where you are at, whether that's at your job site, whether that's at, whether it's in your office building, all those kind of things. So make sure you guys are looking out for those deals that are coming up, all right? So this week, we're going to continue on. We're going to finish up on Acts chapter 2. I didn't really expect Acts chapter 2 to take so long to go through, but as we begin to start getting into it, you really begin to start seeing a ton of detail in regards to what's going on. As the first church is actually getting off its feet and really starting to grow its own legs and actually start getting out there and starting to walk this thing out, there's a lot of things that happen in Acts chapter 2 that really can help us out if we will just take their lead. How many know sometimes I don't have to reinvent the wheel every time? How many agree with that? There are so many things that are going on that I don't have to necessarily reinvent the wheel. What I need to do is I just need to figure out who's been successful in doing what they've done and do it. That's why franchises are so popular, and that's why franchises succeed. I don't know if you realize this, but 95% of all small businesses fail within the first 5 years. And then another, 95% after that fail in the next 5 years. It's these staggering things. But typically, in a franchise, because you're going through what people are learning, typically what ends up happening is people who are actually doing this stuff and have been in it and understand it and put a model together that works and that can be duplicated and all that kind of stuff. It's amazing to see the success rate. Like 95% of all franchises end up succeeding. And so that's why there's this huge difference. But so many times in our own life, how many of you guys love doing it on your own and figuring it out on your own? Come on, everybody. Come on, raise your hand. I mean, there's so much out there. I mean, I'm going to figure it out on my own. I don't care who's done it. I don't care how successful they were, but I'm going to figure it out on my own. Well, sometimes we got to get ourselves out of the way a little bit and go after the people and go, man, how did you do it and what did it look like? And so this week we're going to talk a little bit about that. But before I get into that, how many veterans do we have here today? You guys stand on your feet for me? Stand on your feet. All our veterans. And I just want to say thank you to all of our veterans that are out there. You guys, when I take a look, thank you guys so much. When I take a look at where we're at today, and I know that it doesn't matter on what political scale, what political side you're on. Here's one thing I have to say about the United States of America. It is the most amazing nation in the world. There is no nation, even as screwed up as we think it might be, there is no nation like the United States. The United States does it better than any other nation in the world. Our democracy wins out every time globally. I'm telling you. When I've stepped into some of these countries, we've traveled to over 25 different nations of the world, and it's because of your guys' sacrifice as veterans for stepping up to the plate, no matter how young, no matter how old you are, whether you've been in the service or you're still in the service. The point is this: you guys have made it so that we can have a democracy like we have, so we can live in the freedom that we live in, so that we can do the things that we do. And I just want to let you guys know, as Fuel Church, we love you guys, we appreciate it, and we think you guys are the bomb. You guys are amazing, okay? And so thank you so much for serving. So, one of the things that I've been asking you guys to do is to begin to start thinking about, where do you want to start your simple church? One of the things I've been asking you guys to do is, I want you guys to start stepping outside your comfort zones. And as you guys step outside your comfort zones, I want you guys to begin to start thinking about, what kind of spiritual conversations can you create? So do a little bit of exercise with me tonight. I want you to think about the place that you work or the place that you go to school. Think about that place. I want you to think about whether it's a lunch break. I want you to think about whether it's a work, type thing, and you've got some people around you. So think about a situation, maybe that happened this last week, or maybe it's a common type of a situation where you actually have a group of people that are around you. Okay? Now here's the thing about us in society and who we are, right? One of the things that we want to do so quickly is to get something done. How many of you there with me? And we're so concerned about trying to get something done that we forget about the people who are around us helping us to get it done. Been there, done that, right? So now I want you to begin to start thinking, and I want you to start going, okay, how can I slow it down just for a moment? How can I slow it down just for a moment in order to create a spiritual conversation or an atmosphere where I could get someone's attention and ask a question? Maybe what you need to be asking yourself is this: God, what question do you want me to ask this week? Questions are the most amazing thing in the world. That's how Jesus, if you take a look at the parables and stuff that he did, he asked a lot of questions. And I want you to begin to start thinking of, what kind of question can I begin to start asking this week? How can I begin to start stirring the pot this week? What does that look like for me to be able to do that? And so tonight, I just want you to begin to start thinking about that, because I want us to get to a place where we are having these spiritual conversations. We're creating a spiritual atmosphere around us wherever we go. But it's going to take us to be able to go, right? Breathe a little bit, exhale, and go, okay, I'm getting ready to do this right now. And this is what it's going to look like. So please begin to start thinking about those kind of things. And in that, I've asked you guys to do some, no matter where you're at, I want you to do it. And so this week, I was really proud. My daughter came home. She was she was doing a college weekend, taking a look at a college and that kind of stuff. And she was telling us a story about how she was on the airplane. And as she was on the airplane, she was like going, there's a guy next to her, and she could tell the guy was like kind of frustrated about something, couldn't figure out what it was frustrated with. And so she sat there, she's like, so do I not say anything, or do I say something? And she's like, you know what, I'm not going to let him get away with me not saying something, right? And so she began to start a conversation, and as she started up this conversation, then they started talking about all things, finding out about the guy and where he is and the world in which he lives in and the things that he's doing. He's a businessman and travels all over the world and where he's traveling to, and and you know how she ended the conversation? By so speaking proud of her. She's talking all this small talk, right? It's like, well, how can I pray for you? Is there anything that I can pray for you about? And it is interesting, because I think that if we began to do that more often, how many know that would be amazing? If we can begin to do that more often, just to be able to end a conversation and be able to say, hey, how can I pray for you? Well, how about this one? I love this one. This one's awesome. If God can do anything in your life today, if God could do any kind of miracle in your life today, what would that be? How many think that's an awesome question? It's good? Were you able to get it going again?
It turned itself for some reason. I don't know.
The camera turned around?
Yeah, the camera.
Just take it out. We can't have the camera. Well, we can have it reaching the ceiling, because I know those people don't want it on them the whole time.
Just so you know, this makes you look beautiful too. It makes you look really wide right now. I don't know what's going on.
Not good.
No, sorry.